9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Yeah. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. TK Trinidad here for Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. This is WWT Live, the Wednesday edition. Now, let me know in the chat where you are hailing from, what state, what city, what country, all that good stuff. Our super chats are open. So what does that mean? That means that, and hey, Lewis, hey, producer from the future, Dylan. That means that if you have a comment or any of that stuff for $2 or more, you could ask us any question you want, like, Will said retire from the streets. Any of that stuff will be available to you. Oh, Korea. I didn't know. Sindel, Korea? For real? Had no idea. Shout out to Sindel. Shout out to Neil in the chat. And I am not alone. Now, here's another thing before I introduce who my co-hosts are. We have an exclusive offer for NordVPN. So if you want to watch wrestling, and it's either not in your country or the times are all weird, because in LA we don't get certain things because of the time zone difference. NordVPN is your best friend. So what you want to do is use the code WWT, and it gets an exclusive. You buy 1 month, and I think you get 3 months for free. So you can get all of that with the deal. So definitely check that out, because let me tell you, I like 2 weeks ago I got it, and I'm not going to tell you what I got for it, but it's a game changer wrestling wise, y'all. Because, for those who love wrestling, at the end of the day, it's still expensive. With that being said, I want to introduce my special co-host. She is an amazing AEW aficionado specialist. The PR princess herself, Courtney Rice, is in the building. How are you doing, Court?
A happy Wednesday, I will say that, but it's been a very busy week. I do smell a lot of filth, because I know you always say I'm good at AEW, but apparently someone from our team doesn't think that way, because I can smell a lot of filth. I smell a lot of filth in the room.
Oh. Well, I know for sure the filth is not coming from this guy. Kay McCoy is also in the building.
Well, my filth isn't coming because I use a VPN, so you never know where exactly I am. So I keep that secret stuff. It's protection.
Okay.
Firewall.
Am
I in Czechoslovakia? Who knows? Am I in Kazakhstan? Who knows?
What we do know is that Maxine Dupree is the new women's intercontinental champion. With that being said, and I'm pretty sure, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, Kane, you called it.
We have been talking about this. Ring, ring. What's that? That is us calling it here on Women's Wrestling Talk. We said that this match needed to tie up some loose ends between referee Jessica Carr, Becky Lynch, and Maxine Dupree. And we saw that come to fruition last night. We said that this needed to be a 1-2-3 Kid versus Razor Ramon moment. If you remember Monday Night Raw 30 plus years ago, 1-2-3 Kid gets the upset victory over Razor Ramon. And similar fashions, actually, with the 1-2-3 Kid hitting a moonsault splash to beat Razor, and Maxine Dupree beating Becky Lynch via a crossbody top rope splash. I mean, she learned some things from the master Chad Gable. Becky Lynch took her eye off the ball. She was focused on Jessica Carr. She was distracted by the returning AJ Lee skipping down, and she took her eyes off the prize. And now she doesn't have an arm to put her Intercontinental Championship on. And it's one of those things where you just want to shout out the Alpha Academy. It's nice to see Alpha Academy get an accomplished graduate, because after a while, I'm sure that school's accreditation was going to run out. Like, you ain't got no graduates. You ain't got no success rate from this academy. Like, we're going to pull your federal funding. So it's good to see an actual person graduate to a championship in Alpha Academy. So congrats to Maxine Dupree. Chase you. This is what it looks like to keep your accreditation, by the way.
Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was very happy that Maxine won because she's been training really hard. And this is one of the things about Becky is she will put over, and especially selling after she lost. And it looked like she was about to get into a fist fight with Jessica Carr during the match because it looked like she was provoking her just a little bit, but we'll see how this plays out. And of course, like she was kind of on this rampage after losing the women's intercontinental title. And obviously, of course, we see Miss AJ Lee come back because her and Becky still have issues. And obviously, possibility they're going to be a part of the women's War Games match because we did see backstage between Rhea Ripley and AJ Lee talking. So that would be very interesting. But I'm also very interested to see on how they're going to do Maxine with the women's intercontinental title because I would love for her and Ivy Nell to bring it back because they still have some unfinished business. And also it's going to be very interesting what they're going to do with Natty with the fact she has been traveling a lot and she's been traveling with the dungeon. And are they going to bring the low-key legend version of her to programming? That's also another thing too, but also very curious on what other competition Maxine has and very happy for her. And also shout outs to the Los Angeles Rams because she was a dancer for them. So I was very happy they did post a throwback photo of her congratulating on her being women's intercontinental champion.
Definitely for sure. Yeah, I like the callbacks, that the tie-in, and I really wonder if this was a long game plan, because you know sometimes you see the things where it's like, oh, this was definitely the long game, this was the game plan, or it was something that made sense at the time. And that's more like she's well deserving of it. I'm not taking that away. I'm just for those who watch the show long enough, I'm the one who wants to be a fly on the wall when deals are made. I just want to hear like how did we get here? And like I won't tell anybody. So WWE, you can hit me up on the side. I just want to be in the room. You don't even have to pay me. I'm just nosy and curious. That's it. So I'm just saying. Speaking of nosy and curious, yes, Kane. Yes.
I was gonna say, as long as you don't talk about the pay in interviews, how much NXT or WWE pays you, then you can do it. They'll accept it.
Right.
Oh boy.
Well, no, I actually don't think this is your team, right? Courtney, you are in New York, but New York Giants aren't your team.
No, it was actually pretty funny. So if you watched Monday Night Raw, I don't even know how they did it because they had both members from the Philadelphia Eagles and the Giants in the same arena in Madison Square Garden, which is very bizarre. But I thought this was pretty interesting because I am a Dolphins fan. But I thought that was really interesting because Dirty Dominic Mysterio got in the face of Cam Scatterboo and along with the rest of the boys of the Judgment Day. And Dirty Dom was talking about it the next day when he was on First Take. So I thought that was pretty interesting if you're a New York Giants fan or if you live in New York. I just thought that was really interesting to see.
But isn't he's injured, isn't he? That's what I saw injured today. Yeah. And there was an issue with that. They're like, he shouldn't be getting into fights with WWE wrestlers on national television. I saw that on ESPN this morning. It's like you shouldn't be getting, if you're injured, you're getting into, it's almost like you get into a car accident and you're fine. However, you told the insurance that you're not fine, and you're posting pictures of you in the gym doing box jumps. Probably not the smartest thing, but I don't know. I don't know if this correlates to the NFL, but that's what they were alluding to.
Very much so. Cam Scatterboo ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. He had a horrific leg injury, and to see him even have any type of jerk motion, any type of push, I mean, one false move. Those floors are very sticky at MSG. There's gum on the floor, dried soda. His foot could have got stuck on that. I'm very shocked there was some type of physical contact with that. So if I'm the New York Giants, I definitely sent the all caps email to Cam Scatterboo to like sit your ass down somewhere.
All caps.
Yeah, like all caps.
Do that anymore? Do people even do that anymore? Like all caps emails?
I don't even know.
Like, I am very upset at you right now.
When you see your franchise running back with a bum ACL getting pushed around by professional wrestlers, then the caps lock as well is on.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Cam Scatterboo versus JD McDonough, Saturday night's main event. April 2026.
Oh my
They might
goodness.
do it at they might do it at Mania. Who knows? But shouts to JD McDonough for getting his press. I mean, this guy's on the cover of the New York Daily News. You know, and more importantly, his head was able to fit in the
no.
Oh no.
Speaking of all
I
caps
mean,
emails, I'm about to get one of
right.
these.
Like, do you not remember the email that I sent literally, or the message I sent literally less than a day ago?
No, please refresh us live on air. No, I'm kidding.
No,
That's all caps.
oh my God.
TK's just going to scream at me in all caps. No, but we've also talked about the head on air, and JD don't Google me from Kevin Owens, so it's a call back to that. That's what we'll chop that up to. It's a gimmick.
Izzy Dane for my NXT
Dun dun dun.
betrays Tatum Paxley. Break it down for us, Miss Courtney.
Well, if you did watch NXT last night, JC Jane invoked her rematch clause for the NXT Women's Championship match. And of course, she had Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley in her corner. And Tatum Paxley had the culling in her corner. And we thought at least Tatum Paxley was going to go scot-free and retain. But they just took a sideway. And JC Jane is now a 2-time NXT Women's Champion, and Fatal Influence is back on top. But the more shocking part of that, Izzy Dane betrayed Tatum Paxley at the end of NXT.
Did you see it coming? Because I don't think we discussed this on Monday.
I think we did talk about this when we were doing picks for Halloween Havoc. Because if you watch Halloween Havoc, it looked like she was about to betray her a bit, but they teased it. So it was just a matter of time to see how that happened. But it's going to be very interesting how Tatum's going to react to all of this happening.
Yeah, do you think I feel like crazy girl situations happening. Kane?
Well, for weeks we have been wondering about Izzy Dame. Izzy is or Izzy ain't. And it turns out Izzy is a hater. Not a Jamie Hater fan, although she could watch the product and enjoy Jamie Hater as well. But no, you snaked your homie Tatum Paxley. You are a hater, Izzy Dame. Now, it's one of those things where you wonder, first of all, where are Tatum Paxley's friends? Is Laura Valkyria figuring out which Bailey to hang out with, the good Bailey or the bad Bailey, the psychotic Bailey? Ivy now, not like she's doing much currently right now. She's sending get well wishes to Master Chad Gable. She could have been there to support the homies. Tatum Paxley was all alone. Where's the people that she invited for Thanksgiving dinner? Like, why weren't they out there to help her? Or was she going to spend Thanksgiving with the culling? And now clearly she has to change her plans. But it's one of those things on the other side of think about with Tatum Paxley. Izzy Dame also kind of told you, hey, yo, fam, this is not the move you need to be making. Tatum Paxley is all happy running around. Yeah, everybody, we did it. But you're the champion, Tatum Paxley, or was asterisk. You have the ball. You control whether this game happens or not. Nancy Reagan in the 80s, just say no to JC Jane trying to challenge you. You didn't need that. And now the centerpiece of your Thanksgiving table, the NXT Women's Championship, is gone. It's not there no more. So you ain't got no group, you ain't got no friends, you ain't got no championship. Looks like she came out of Turkey this week on NXT.
I don't even know how you managed to bring up Nancy Reagan and tie this all in, but bravo.
Yes, bravo. It just kind of made sense.
As Jay-Z said, politics as usual. And the culling have politicked to get Tatum Paxley out of here. Maybe she could call Brooks Jensen and they could just have a conversation about what it was like to be members of the culling. It's a damn shame. She did it to Brooks and now she did it to Tatum. This is like Izzy is running this, and Sean Spears smiles like a proud dad watching his only daughter that made it. And Nico Vance is just Nico Vancin. But we're going to see where this goes because honestly, truly, sometimes you look great in a loss. And I think now Tatum Paxley has even more crowd support as the challenger once again. And this kind of takes away from the fact that we knew the Cullen were bad people. They were terrible people, but we knew Tatum was just kind of like, well, they're so bad to me. These are my friends. These are my homies. We like to listen to 2000 emo together. You know what I'm saying? We hang out. But now we have a clear definition of where Tatum Paxley is. She's going to be a white meat baby face and have to figure out who do I get my lick back on first? Do I try to get my championship back from JC Jane? Or do I get my lick on my former BFF, Izzy Dame? So it's going to be interesting to see where all three, Tatum Paxley, JC Jane, and Izzy Dame, what happens here. Could this result in a triple threat at deadline? Stay tuned.
Oof. Another thing we should stay tuned in, we saw a lot of women leave the WWID program. They had a WWID Women's Championship the other day, and the winner was Lainey Luck. Two things. I wonder what, I mean, it looks like she was awarded a deal for WWID, but given the fact that they had women, obviously it's a women's championship, I wonder if the other women who were participating in this also kind of get a deal as well. Like, I'm wondering how this pans out, because like I said, we had a lot of women who left. What is that, like less than a month ago? 2 months ago, maybe?
Like a month ago.
So I wonder, again, me wanting to be a fly in the wall, like how did we get here? So with that being said, your thoughts on this, PR princess?
This is really interesting because when you find out all the ladies that were involved in this, also I want to give a shout out to the notorious Mimi because she was involved in this tournament as well. Shout out to
favorite queen, top tier Tiara was in here too.
Yes, top tier Tiara James.
Yes, shout outs to them because I was very excited. But it's very interesting on doing this because I don't know what's going to be the end game with the fact that they just released a month ago and then a couple months ago they released some people from ID, but we kind of don't know the mechanics.
Some people left, not even released. Some people actually left. So it wasn't even a release. They're like, I'm no longer doing this, which is like, okay, like what? Why? So
it's very interesting because that leads to bigger question. So, and also with the fact too, Kylie Ray, who was the inaugural one, well, she left because maternity. And after that, she said, I'm done with WWE.ID. So, okay. But this is going to be very interesting. Now, I don't know what's going to happen long term because that's going to be the question. Are they going to sign some familiar folks, especially some who are familiar with the WWE space? Obviously, as Boza mentioned, Notorious Mimi, she was on NXT for a bit before she left there. So it's going to be I'm very curious on how this is going to play out with some of the women. I mean, obviously, we'll probably see the new one. I would not be shocked if we did see her appear on Evolve, because that would be a very good, interesting spot with Evolve, because we did see many people come out of it. We are seeing people from Evolve, the reigning Evolve Women's Champion, appear on NXT programming the last couple weeks. So it's just pretty much, for me, it's a wait and see and not putting any questions. But I'm very curious how her reign is going to go, and also seeing where this is going to land moving forward. And who knows, we may see her on Evolve on television in the near future.
Yeah, because
it's kind of interesting. There's only like 16 wrestlers signed to the ID program.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of these, I think only the champions, the ID champions, are the only ones that have the actual contract, correct? Or like
I don't know, because
the NXT contract.
I don't know, because Zoe Sager, she was actually on an ACW show in the Bahamas a couple weeks ago. Being in the capacity of what I do for ACW, I was going to put my journalist hat on and ask her certain questions, but she's still like WWE ID'd. Like, we got her through the program. So I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not an NXT contract; it's an ID contract. But the ID champions get defended on the independents. They could defend anything anywhere independence. Like for instance, this show that Lainey Luck went on was a Beyond Wrestling show, I believe, up there in Rhode Island. So not WWE associated at all, although the ID championship was there. So Lainey Luck's new champion. This feels like what Zeta Steel was going to be, kind of. And now they're going to run with Lainey Luck. So shouts to her for picking up the ball and running it with it. We wish her well, and I look forward to see her coming up in the ID program, into Evolve, into NXT, into Raw or SmackDown, and then PLEs. It seems that WWE is really managing this this growth like AAA baseball or like minor league baseball. You got your single A, your double A, your triple A, and then the majors. So we have all eyes on this product, and we're going to see what goes down with her.
Yeah, the question is kind of not necessarily the question, definitely all eyes to kind of go back to what Courtney was saying is like, you have these people signed, but we had a bunch of people that taking away the people who left on their own. You have a bunch of people who got cut. And so it's like, do we really have enough room or enough bandwidth, no matter how many platforms WWE has now? Do we have enough bandwidth for everybody? So that's going to be interesting to see how this WWE ID program plays out long term, because it only started in 2024. So we're, not, it's 2025, about to be 2026, which is insane to even think about. So we'll see. Another thing we have to see is what WWE is going to do with Priscilla Kelly. She had a comment about the NXT pay. Also, again, starting with our PR princess. It's never a good look when you say stuff about pay, regardless if you're a WWE or not. It's like you go with those companies, and however, this is like a learning lesson moment. I know everybody, like I always talk about return on investment, ROI, etc. But one of the jobs that I had, a friend of mine used to work with the company, and I hit them up and I'm like, hey, how much do you get paid? Fortunately, they weren't like, oh, I'm not going to tell you. They told me. I was actually able to negotiate for more money than they got paid. They're no longer with the company. But if they didn't tell me that, I probably would have got less. Most of the times, most companies don't want you to talk about pay with anybody. So it's interesting, that's usually the ground, the base. It's interesting that she, is saying, I don't like the pay, but that's kind of been the running theme thus far. So PR Princess, was this a good move or a bad move?
Oh boy. Well, if you have not followed this, she did an interview with Denise. Shout outs to Denise, by the way, on doing that interview with Priscilla Kelly, talking about the pay. There's some good, but there's also some bad, because you don't want to put out too much details. And this is one of the lessons I had to learn getting into PR, because you want to be transparent, but at the same time, you don't want to go too overboard and just keep it very simple. I think what fans, and Boss Lady, you can do this because you handle the money part. I think a lot of people don't understand the cost when it comes to that money, because some people think, oh, they're rich and everything else. No, you have to realize everything costs up, with travel, hotel, lodging, even food, even when they have to do wardrobing. There are so many things that had to go through. And also with the fact as well, for WWE, which is kind of crazy because she left WWE earlier this year, like right after WrestleMania. So that was very interesting to do. And it's never always a good look when some people leave and get back into the independent scene, because of course there's probably something that we probably won't even know backstage. But I do think there were some things she said good. It was just some things like she could have left out for a little bit, and not blaming Denise for anything of this, because I know she did the best that she could interviewing wise. But sometimes it's just like, you want to rip the Band-Aid, but sometimes it's just best not to say certain things. I mean, you can say like the pay and everything else, but leave out the dirty laundry on specific interviews, because it's really interesting when fans always kind of say like, oh, they got 70K and 30K and all that stuff. And I'm like, you don't know the back end part of it. And especially on the investment, keyword investment.
Right.
Well, Court, if you know anything about Priscilla Kelly's independent match histories in certain spots, she has no problem airing anything dirty, okay, or put anything dirty out in there. So just Google the spot, you'll see it. Anywho, wrestlers, they are just like us talking about pay after leaving the company and how they weren't paid enough. Listen, this the same old song and dance. They say they was paid this, and then WWE and TKO says they were actually paid that, and then the wrestler says, well, I was making more money, you know, in the independents for WWE. Now I'm making more money post WWE. There's a reason why you're making more money post WWE, because you have the WWE rub and you can demand that. You can demand that money because you have those 3 letters. And that goes back to the initial purpose of WWE contracts. You're going to be paid what you are worth. And same thing for Jasmine Nix, and now for the former Gigi Dolan, now Priscilla Kelly. You're going to be paid what the company is think you're worth. That's any and everywhere in capitalism. That's the way capitalism capitalizes. And it's on you to outperform your current contract when it's time to negotiate for a new contract, if you make it to a new contract. That's just the way it goes, period. So I hate that she poo-poos on the company. Same thing with Jasmine Nix. I didn't really care for that. Just leave gracefully, get your money, because it's wrestling. You don't want to burn that bridge, and somehow, some way, you might end up back in the Stanford territory. So until then, get your money on the indies. You can make more money on the indies now, again, because you have that WWE background. So, you know, surely you would not be getting as much as you get paid without having that on there. So I think at the end of the day, I don't want to pocket watch too much, but all this talk of money in wrestling is just,
Yeah, it's Bosa was saying that Brian Alvarez said that they actually get more, like 75. But I think oftentimes, in what I've heard from different folks, I'm not speaking on their contracts particularly, but oftentimes, like if you get 75, you're not factoring in that you still pay for your own travel. You still pay for, if you saw Unreal, Chelsea Green's outfits were like, was it like 15,000? Like it was like ridiculous, right? You still pay for all these things.
Canadian dollars, doesn't matter.
Canadian dollars. When you still take out all those things. Once you factor that in, it might be her gross is 30,000, which living in America, no matter what state you're in, is not a good look. So you know, that could be one of the reasons where it's like, no, she factored everything in and it was, you know, 30,000. Whether I don't know that or not, I cannot confirm. However, you know, we wish her the best on the independent scene, because, you know, that it's being a women's wrestler right now, and then having the former rubber, like former WWE, is the perfect spot right now, because you can make some significant change. So
absolutely,
it's a good look.
Yeah, we've seen her do her thing in MLW. You know, she's back in the MLW in the indies, and it's going to do some stuff, I believe, on GCW as well coming up. So she booked and busy. So let's just get the money, shouting. Let's get the money and do what you do best, Miss Priscilla Kelly, and or call IRS and the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase to get your money and tax flow straight.
Why
they know this stuff? He could get the taxes, make sure her deductions are less so she can have more in a paycheck. And Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, I'm sure he knows about money. He is the $1 Million Man. He could get Priscilla Kelly paid right. So it works. It works. Kayfabe Cash.
All right.
That's the name of the agency. Kayfabe Cash. 2K.
Nikki Bella was on, not 3. Nikki Bella was on Sherry Shepherd's show recently. Courtney, did you get a chance to see, I guess, Kane and I's good friend on Sherry Shepherd?
I see. I like what you did there. No, I didn't get to see Sherry Shepherd's appearance, but I did see it floating on socials. She had some very interesting things to say. I mean, of course, right before her big match against Stephanie Vaquer at War Games, she did appear on Sherry Shepherd to discuss her return, the challenges of co-parenting after a very ugly and public divorce and her Bella Army fan base. When asked about her fans, she compared them to another passionate group, saying, I have to say with the Bella Army, they become such a family. We're a lot like the Swifties, but we have more edge. This army just started to grow naturally, protecting each other. And also she adds, which by the way, she will be 42 on Friday. Her shout out, happy early birthday. Also spoke about the physical demands of returning to the ring. I feel like it's all mindset at this point, and then a lot of pain stuff afterwards. I don't go out anymore after the shows. The young ones do. I'm like putting ice on my bed. It's tough. Then obviously, of course, she talked about the 6-year break and how motherhood changed her. The one thing I realized, especially about mothers, is we totally lose ourselves. I just kind of remember looking in the mirror one day like, oh, who are you? She's not there anymore. And I know the one place where I could find her was back in the ring, where I could find my confidence again. And then, of course, talking about the pretty much ugly and nasty public divorce while also co-parenting her son. I've always done the work on myself for many years. What I went through, that I go, this is why you do the work for yourself, because I felt so prepared. It also became about my son. So I knew with my son, none of this matters. It was what's for the best with him. And she shared some interesting co-parent philosophy. Put whatever I feel aside, because it's not about me when it comes to parenting. It's about them. Make holidays together as much as possible so he could grow up and go, well, I always remember mom and dad together. It's about him having the best father ever. That's what I want.
Well, Kate and I did go to their podcast show. What was that, a month ago? Jesus, time
already, yeah, Tom.
Yeah. And she did make reference to it. But your thoughts on this, Kane?
Well, first of all, Nikki Bella and Taylor Swift. That is a match that I want to see. It could sound like that the Bella Army and the Swifties have bad blood.
I got the reference.
One listened to. Okay.
I got the reference.
Come on, TK. We both work in Top 40 Radio. We heard the song every hour on the hour. And this match. No, it's perfect. And it can happen at WWE Bad Blood. Like, it just works perfectly. Anyway, shouts to Nikki Bella. I think this return is about to get busy now that she's turned heel. We've been waiting for this. And she gets a matchup against Stephanie Baker. So, I ain't mad at it. For her to be able to balance that personal and professional, this interview with Sherry Shepherd was deeply personal. I think one of the first times she's really kind of going in depth about everything. So kudos to her for being really open to it. And I think that, we're about to see a new Nikki Bella, or vintage Nikki Bella, just for a new audience. So, she was out the ring for 6 years and became a whole mama. Like, there's a lot of changes there to come back after that point to be taking bumps on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. So for anybody who's ever questioned Nikki Bella's commitment, listen, you can look, but you can't touch her skills in this wrestling ring.
Oh my goodness.
Don't be going on Izzy Dame on me, being hater. Going on Izzy Dame. You're gonna kick me in the face and cost me a championship.
Let's go into what's happening on AEW Dynamite with the preview.
Yes. We have AEW Dynamite happening tonight, the final go-home show before Full Gear this weekend. Just a friendly reminder, top of the hour with yours truly, because this is a 3-hour edition. 2 hours of Dynamite, 1 hour of Collision. As we mentioned, we do have a casino gauntlet happening this weekend, and we are fighting for the number 1 and the number 2 spot. And the number 1 spot, it'll be Bobby Lashley taking on Ricochet 1-on-1. We also have for the number 2 spot, Speedball Mike Bailey taking on Shelton Benjamin. So it's going to be very interesting because all 4 of these guys have major bad bloods with each other. We're also going to have a double Jeopardy match. Pretty much the AEW Unified Champion Kazuchika Okada taking on 1/3 of the CMLL World Trios Champions, Mascara Dorada. Pretty much if Mascara Dorada wins, he gets a future opportunity against Okada for the AEW Unified Championship. But if Okada wins, then the members of the Don Callis family can challenge for the CMLL World Trios Champions. So it's going to be very interesting in this double Jeopardy, and I'm sure we're going to see that creep Don Callis doing commentary. And we're also going to have this match because it's in Boston. Boston's own Mercedes Moné will be taking on Red Velvet
for the Ring of Honor. Wall for this.
Yes, undisputed Ring of Honor World TV Championship match. Yes, it'll be 1-on-1. I just hope we do get to see an appearance by Stat Daddy Chris Statlander, because she will be lurking ahead of her big match this weekend at Full Gear. We're also going to have AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship quarterfinal matches. My Lady of the Hour, Timeless Tony Storm, and Mina Shirakawa, the Timeless Love Bombs. Unfortunately, we'll be going against my other lady, Alex Windsor, and Rio. Yes, Windsor and Rio going one on both sides with each other. And we're also going to have another match. We're going to have Ty J, the original BFFs of AEW, and the Underdogs taking on Megan Bain and Marina Shafir. So, Ty J is going to be the Underdogs in this one. And we're also going to have the return of Kenny Omega ahead of his big match this weekend. He's probably going to have some retribution against the Don Callis family and Josh Alexander for what he did to his other close friend on Collision this past weekend. And ahead, right before his big match against Samoa Joe this weekend at Full Gear, Hangman Adam Page will be taking on Katsuyori Shibata 1-on-1. All this and more happening on AEW Dynamite. And also Collision, a live 3-hour special, 8 p.m. on TBS. Simulcast on Max. And I know we did talk about Red Velvet and Mercedes, but is there any other match in particular that you guys are looking forward to see on Dynamite?
I mean, you already called it Mercedes. And also for I have an announcement, and we'll definitely put this on socials, particularly the stories. And this has to do with you, Courtney. So I'm assuming you're going to be doing the watch along for the pay-per-view. For this pay-per-view, for my folks who are like, yo, all this money for these pay-per-views, we are going to be streaming live on Gigaverse. And so what does that mean? Ooh. That means that you'll be able to watch the pay-per-view with Courtney and watch Courtney as well. So for those who are listening, this means that you get to save yourself some coin. You're welcome. On the Gigaverse. So stay tuned for those links. And Courtney will be bringing it to you live along with the show live. So you're welcome.
Yeah, we got to figure out how that's going to work this weekend. But beautiful because it's Full Gear this weekend. I didn't talk about this on Monday. I'm happy Red Velvet. I don't want her to feel weak since this is her first match since she came back
that
from
part,
injury. I want her
1, 2, 3 in less than 30 seconds. I'm going to be so upset.
I want her to feel very strong with the fact this is her first match. And also with the fact, too, I don't know why no one's mentioned this, because right before she got injured, it looked like her and Athena were in a quick alliance with each other on Ring of Honor right before she got injured. And Athena still wants her lick back from Mercedes as well, because she said this many times on Collision 2 weeks ago. She wants her lick back. And also with the fact, too, as I mentioned, Athena's defending her title tomorrow on Ring of Honor against Harley Cameron. So we're getting a glimpse of Ring of Honor, and I'm hoping that we do get to see Chris Statlander make an appearance.
Yes, Mercedes Moné taking on Red Velvet should not be a piece of cake. It should be a very difficult... No womp? Yeah! It should be a very... Celebrated too soon. I was too thirsty and hungry for it. It should be a very competitive match, even though I would have liked to see Red Velvet get some type of warm-up match, some type of squash match, and then a promo saying, Mercedes Moné, you got something that don't even belong to you. I am the lineal ROH Women's Television Champion. You never beat me, and I'm going to beat your ass on Dynamite. The match is just kind of happening. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, here we go. It's this match. You know, it's like, oh, you healed? Okay.
Well, she did cut a promo on social media. So she did cut a promo.
Oh yeah, well, this ain't BTE. This ain't being the elite where storylines just happen for no reason and progress, and then they suddenly pay off on AEW television. I want to see it happen on AEW television. There's upteenth hours of AEW television. We got time for Don Callis promos, like 4 or 5 of them shits every damn Collision or Dynamite with one member of the Don Callis family where, you know, they're talking about what just happened, then they're settling in the ring. Why can't we get a Red Velvet, you know, promo to build up, to reintroduce ourselves to her? You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, by the way, I'm the champ. Like, that match you saw between Mercedes Moné and Mina Shakar means nothing to me. I am the champion. So, and I'm going to hold my championship. So at least we feel that there is some chance that Red Velvet can defeat upteenth time current champion Mercedes Moné in her hometown in Boston. So, yeah, you know, We've had this big upset with Maxine Dupree defeating Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship. I would love to see that energy matched with Red Velvet defeating Mercedes Moné for the ROH Women's Television Championship. I need that in my soul to happen. Mm-hmm. I've got enough whomps on the show. I don't need it when watching the show.
Let's talk about Tony Khan's interview with Ariel Helwani. How did that go?
Courtney, did you train Tony Khan, Courtney? You were the PR princess. Did you train him how to answer these questions?
I actually did not. I actually watched the whole thing. I watched the entire interview from start to finish. And for me, and I will say this because at least Ariel Helwani is trying to get in the wrestling space, because if you don't know who he is, he was on UFC for many years, and, you know, he's just trying to now get into the wrestling space and really, and he's had wrestlers in the past. He's had Paul Heyman, he's had Natty, he's had some AEW stars, Darby Allin recently, Tony Storm he's had on there, and also recently with Tony Khan. But this is the most relaxed I have seen Tony Khan in a while. And I also do have to give a shout out to whoever on the PR and media team is. They did a very solid job on training everything and just getting the key talking points, and also keyword transparency. That should be the word of the day and the word of the week. Transparency, where even though Ariel Helwani asks him the hard questions, from Andrade to Chris Jericho to Dr. Britt Baker, to everybody on the subjects, it's just he had an answer that was transparent, because people think like, oh, we didn't answer everything. He can't answer everything because of legal purposes. You can't like say certain things. Like, you have to be very transparent with the statement. So I would like for him to do similar interviews in that. And also another note to their media team, don't ever get him or any other AEW star to do Barstool ever again. Please. I can't do it. But I do like it was Ariel Helwani. They dipped a plug in. So kudos to their PR and media team for actually getting him. And he just felt very relaxed. He felt very relaxed and he wanted to talk about it.
Speaking of relaxed, coming in from the streets, the mayor himself is in the building. He appears, I believe it said. How are you doing, Mayor?
TK, you're going to stop forgetting to hit my music.
I don't even know where it is. But I'm glad you look very relaxed. Yes, you look very relaxed. Welcome to the show.
It's been a while.
It has. Any thoughts on fake TK?
It takes a lot of guts to go and do this platform. I know there was some back and forth with him and Ariel in the past. Ariel's been mending some fences here in 2025. Good to see. But we got a lot of detail into the ways Tony's mindset is, superstars from past and the other company right now, superstars that have been on the bench for a while. So I thought it was a very informative tell-all, not the usual media speak, if you want to call it that.
Kane?
I thought that this was the most transparent that we've heard Tony Khan. I was fully expecting to hear Tony Khan to enter. That's funny. I thought I was like, was said at House of Glory on Saturday. I thought that every Tony Khan answer was going to end with him plugging Dynamite and Collision. That's a good question, Ariel. The thing about it is every Saturday and Wednesday, every Wednesday and Saturday, we have Dynamite and Collision live on TBS, TNT, and HBO Max. That's how I was expecting for it to end, but he was very transparent. I don't want to spoil too much because I want you guys to go and watch the interview. It's about an hour, and I promise you it is well worth it. It flies by very quickly. Just like it's going to fly by when we see Ced shirtless with baby oil holding a Mercedes Monet championship.
It'll actually be TK's body, but you're welcome.
It's the plug.
Shout out to Dylan. Thanks, Dylan, for the super chat. Dylan saying, wait, this is covering. Do you want to read it? I'm like, my thing is covering this. I can't.
This super chat is to get Ced as one of Mercedes belt holders, and I couldn't agree more. And Dylan's in the chat, very respectful, I might add, our producer from the future, on this lovely holiday, saying Happy CEO Wednesdays to all who celebrate. Breathe it in. Breathe it in.
On air, bitch. Blonde hair, bitch. Beat you so bad. Get a massage chair, bitch. Ugly ass bitch. You look like a bitch. Shout to the crew. Leave them shook like a bitch.
Number one, ma'am, this is a family show. This is a family show. We won't be doing that. You know? We got sponsors now. We can't be profanizing on the internet.
Profanizing on the internet.
Profanizing my ass.
Profanize that. Yeah. Three S's.
I blame.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Courtney is having a watch along and post show tonight. Unless I missed it, I didn't see a Raw post show or watch along on Monday. So
is that even a debate?
So since you want to rip the Band-Aid off, the powers to be wanted the mayor to be here late. There was traffic. My computer had a random update, and the mayor had a Monday Night Raw planned for you, but the man stripped me of my credentials. And when I went to seek out why my credentials were stripped, I did not get a response until it was too late.
Bro, I was at the gym.
Hey, tomato.
You didn't even put it in the chat. Like, yo, TK's not answering. Anybody have the password? You didn't even do that.
You have a missed call. You saw my name on the caller ID.
But you didn't put it in
the real
the
number
chat.
too. I called you direct.
The real number.
Yeah, like 3 numbers.
Yeah, no. You like we're peeled back. If we were to go WWT Unreal, TK legit got like there's 10 digits in a regular number, and she has like 10 phones, like 10 numbers. So I was like, is it like for every digit or something? Why do you have so many numbers? Oh my gosh.
I have 2 phones and 3 numbers. Thank you very much.
This sounds like Shallow Hill's gimmick from the promo we saw on NXT last night. Some about Stanford and numbers and all of this. Side note, what was that? What was that Shallow Hill promo? What was that? First of all, and second of all, Shallow Hill's real name is like Thunder Justice. A way better name. I know it sounds like a 2005 TNA pay-per-view, but way better name. Thunder Justice. Yeah, it's like Thunder Justice. TNA's Thunder Justice. AJ Styles defends the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Samoa Joe. But great name, better than Shallow Hill.
I got a question.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, you know what? You're right. He looks like a Thunder Justice.
He looks like a Thunder Justice. Yeah, right? Sorry, Mary, you have the floor, sir.
I said a question. So do I got the fake number and like Mr. Camel Toe got the real number? Because I'm just curious.
Hilarious. You called my regular number.
Okay, just checking.
I've had that number forever, and the people who have that number consider themselves very lucky because not a lot of people have that number. And you are correct, Jeffrey. It's not 15 screens, it's just 4.
She's basically the Miz at the beginning of his WrestleMania promo against John Cena, where he's just standing there with like a bunch of screens. That's how, if you turn the camera around, that's exactly what it looks like. FYI.
What do you? The hustle's real. What y'all watching?
With a very nice picture of Beulah as the screensaver.
Beulah is living her best life. All right. Allegedly. This happened yesterday. November 18th officially recognizes Eddie Guerrero Day in El Paso, Texas. This is really nice. I feel like it should be somewhere and not only in Texas but in Los Angeles. They're like other states should make this happen. It shouldn't just be Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Any
that's the
thoughts on
hometown.
this?
Eddie Guerrero, born and raised native El Pasoan, I believe. That's how you would say that. But yeah, man, it was beautiful. It's always good to see wrestling get into like such large recognition like that. We know how Lucha Libre is revered in Mexico. It is one of the symbols of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It is, there's national, federal, regular, like CDM. I mean, Arena Mexico is like a historic place in Mexico. So it's good to see in the United States that with all the ESPN stuff and whatnot, wrestling makes its way into the cultural zeitgeist. So to see a wrestler be, recognized and have his own day named after him, huge. Love it.
Yeah, you are right. His daughter Cheryl Lynn did post from today, November 18th is now Eddie Guerrero Day in El Paso, Texas. I don't have the words, but yet gratitude and love. So yeah, it's a really great moment and well served.
Latino heat.
I can explain that to you later, Mayor, off air, but it's very beneficial. It's a new thing that's come, and it will help with editing purposes in the future.
Okay.
Show within the show. See, we do a show for you guys, then we do a LOL show for us, and then there's a show that we do for like Kendrick Lamar or somebody. Anyway, what's next, boss lady?
I think that's it for today. I think we are good for today. I'm really excited to I'm really not excited. I'm hoping it's gonna be something that I'm not expecting, but we'll see what this Red Velvet Mercedes Monet thing goes, how this goes tonight. But yeah, any thoughts on this, Mara, since you came in a bit late, in particular with Red Velvet and Mercedes? I kind of know where you're going with this, but
the dessert lady, line it up. That's our rightful belt. Ain't no interims. Easy work.
Mercedes is technically the interim at the moment.
Correct.
Yeah, technically, but not after tonight. It's gonna be official.
Oh wait, another thing that's not official is that article you're supposed to do last week.
Ooh.
Again, the man had stripped me of my credentials, but we back now. So you will get that in due time.
Okay.
You making it sound like TK is 1990s Jack Tunney, just
These
Just
things have
WWF
all
president.
been rough drafted. The Monday Night Mayor was supposed to take place. It could still take place if you guys want it. But what I'm being told is you want CEO Wednesdays. So you guys got to let me know what you want.
I mean, you can go both at the same time and see who does the better numbers.
That was a beautiful Monday Night Raw, by the way. One of my favorite Raws of the year. Made me feel like a kid again.
Well, there it is. I think that's it for today. We're going to let Courtney get ready for
my show. Oh, yeah. So go get ready for my show. And
first off, it ain't your show. Second, you put on something that was 5 years ago. In the words of Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately? If you've done a 5-6 year live stream, let me know. Or if you've done back-to-back 4-hour live streams.
You know, the funny thing about that post is that's not the only one. I just post that one because that was actually on my birthday too, just to show you the work ethic. The mayor ain't new to AEW. The mayor been doing this. The people know that.
Wow.
Just a little reminder. That's all. Just a little reminder.
You know what it is? You see me as a threat. That's what it is.
The T word.
It's a threat.
The T word. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
I love how this will be in the promo package for WWT Survivor Series. War Games. Or Cyber War Games. That's what this will be. Cyber War Games. Can we license Limp Biscuits my way? Like, what's the budget for that? We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we don't have that budget. Although I don't. You know what, Dylan? That's not a me decision. That's a Courtney decision. So we'll see how Courtney feels.
See if we get a promo package for Mayor versus Courtney at WWT Survivor Series Cyber War Games.
Defend or vacate. That's what the OG said.
That's it.
Something as far as OGs and things we should definitely take note of is the Women's Wrestling Archive. Definitely support that.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today. All right, so for y'all in my YouTube universe, I just dropped the link for Gigaverse. And so I'm reiterating this when we're having our pay-per-views. And also I'm going to see if we can start doing this for ROH as well. You know, it's one of those, we're in a tough economy right now. So we want to help you. And so you'll be able to watch the show and watch our hosts. So you want to definitely check out that link, sign up, and then we will let you know the time and all this good. But it's going to be a really great thing. Gigaverse is a new venture that WWE is partnering up with them, and you'll be able to watch things that you normally have to pay to watch. So you'll have to check it out. What time is Full Gear this weekend, Courtney?
So OnlyFans?
I mean, OnlyFans will be watching the product, so technically,
that was a good one, Kane. I like that. That was a good wrap up.
It starts at 8 p.m.
There it is. Speaking of OnlyFans, said we'll let you get back to the streets. How can people follow you?
I'm gonna let you have that one. You can find me at 5 p.m. for CEO Wednesdays. No, I'm just playing. You can find me at cedistheanswer on the gram.
Courtney is going to beat you when she sees you. And I will not stop her.
And on the Twitter feed at says your mayor is back. Donate to all things. What is it called? The archive. TK actually shook me down for some money a week ago to make a very sizable donation. So make sure you guys donate too. Match if you can. I don't think you can, but match. And yeah, I'll be back on Friday, y'all.
Oh, wow.
Is that a threat? Oh my God. He'll be back for more money to see if you matched. He got his credentials, so now he can hack your credentials and take your money out your bank account to donate to the Women's Wrestling Archive. I love it. Robin Hood. Wait, isn't Robin Hood a website actually? It's like a
money thing.
What do you call it?
Investing crypto. I'm out here. Speaking of investing, checking me out on. I got my elastic band. I'm getting these arms in for the day. Not to look like Simon Dean. Remember him? Kane McCoy. I'm on Threads, Blue Sky, Instagram. If anyone knows how to get my credentials back into Twitter, Beulah, that includes you. Let me know.
Courtney, where can everybody find you?
They can find me top of the hour because we have a special 3-hour edition of Dynamite and Collision, the final go-home show before Full Gear. Who knows what's going to happen in Boston? Also, this weekend is Full Gear. We're going to try to see if we're going to do a watch along because yours truly will be on site. It's in the Garden State this weekend. I'm very excited to attend Full Gear. Also, make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling. Shout outs to Tommy Fierro because they had Natalia there last night. Shout outs to him being at his store. So I couldn't be there in person, but we are working behind the scenes because Honey and I will be there this weekend because ISPW will have an event and GCW for a fan fest this weekend. We have Matt Cardona, or if you call him Zack Ryder, will be there. Karrion Kross, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and we also found out Gail Kim will be there this weekend. So there is a lot of things happening. So shout outs to Tommy Fierro, the rest of the team at ISPW. The next show I will be doing commentary for will be Girl Power Pro Wrestling 3. February 13th, we're going to have Carissa Rivera, formerly known as Electra Lopez, and the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo will be there. So make sure you go in there and participate. Make sure to follow me on my channels at Courtney NJ11 because I'm doing a lot of stuff. Also with the fact too, because, with the Cats of Snap happening, your Timeless Elite steps in because she wants to make sure people are fed for Thanksgiving since it is next week. So really holding it down and doing the best that I can. So feel free to follow me there. And yeah, she's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So feel free to check me out on my content.
There it is. I'm looking at the calendar to see. We'll have an update as far as our schedule for the holidays. We will be having annual end of the year show. We might have some surprises if people want to particularly want to get back to me on when they're available. But we'll figure that all out for you guys as well as Gigaverse. So like I said, you guys, all you can do now is just sign up and you can follow us, and then we'll get on Friday. With that being said, you can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. It was just announced that I'll be at Podfest. I'll be discussing podcasts, all that good stuff in Florida. So you can check out my social media as far as all that good stuff. I'll also be in Miami in 2 weeks. We have a couple of shows there, and I might be at Fourth Warp, and Sukuban is having a show as well. So you can check me out in Florida. Other than that, make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms. We just dropped an interview 2 days ago on Angel Orsini. She is one of the original ECW girls, so has some really great stories there that you can check out that interview. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Dylan, for that super chat. And thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.